So first question, you might recognize these questions. We're doing simplified questions. Simplified questions, like if I ask you to simplify 2 plus 3, your answer is simply going to be 5. Okay? So simplify is where you end up adding them all together at the end. So simplify the following question. You got to multiply out the brackets first, so you get 2a squared plus 6a. And then take away minus 2a squared. Minus a multiplied by 5 is minus 5a. And then plus 1a at the end. Okay, the 2a squared cancel, and you get 6a. So you can do it like this. Ignore the a, and you have 6a, which is 6, take away 5a, which is minus 5, and then plus 1a, which is plus 1, and you figure out that you get 2a. So the answer to this question is 2a, and then 2a squared take away 2a squared is 0. Next one, we're going to multiply out two brackets. So you multiply the 2x by the second bracket, and you get your 3 black lines, and then you multiply the 3 by the brackets after that, like so. And let's figure out what we get. 2x times x squared is 2x cubed, because it's 2x multiplied by xx, which is 2x3. 2x multiplied by minus 5x is minus 10x squared. 2x multiplied by minus 4 is minus 8x. 3 times x squared is 3x squared. 3 times minus 5x is minus 15x, and 3 times minus 4 is minus 12. Now we're going to have a look at the last line. 2x cubed minus 10x squared plus 3x squared, so we can put in our calculator minus 10 plus 3 to see what it comes out as. It comes out as minus 7x squared. Then you have minus 8 minus 15. Put that into your calculator. See how many x's you have. Always use the calculator for these lads. They tend to the double minuses tend to trip people up. And then the minus 12 is on at the end. And this is the answer for question 2, and this is the answer for question 1. Now, next question is a solve question, which we can see below. So we'll do this question here. Solve the following. Now, in solve questions, at the very end, we're going to have x equals something at the end. X on the left-hand zone and some number on the right. Multiply out, because you can see the brackets. So it's 4 times x plus 4 times 5 is 20. Minus 2 times x is minus 2x. Minus 2 times 3 is minus 6. And all that equals 12. Next thing you're going to get is 4x take away 2x is 2x. 20 take away 6 is 14 equals 12. Move 14 over to the other side, you can get 2x equals 12 take away 14. 2x equals 12 take away 14 is minus 2. This 2 on the left becomes division on the right, so it's minus 2 divided by 2. You put that into your calculator, and you get minus 1. So you get x equals minus 1. Okay, that's the next part done. Now, this one here is your lowest common denominators, okay? So, what we're going to do is we need to get a common denominator for this question, okay? So we have 4, we have 20, and the other number we have is 5. And we got to figure out a number that we can turn 4, 5, and 20 into. Well, as it turns out, they all divide into 20. 5, if you count up in 5s, will divide into 20. And 4, if you count up in 4s, will also go into 20. So we need to turn them into 20. So to turn 4 into 20, we multiply by 5. If you multiply on the bottom, you multiply on the top. And to turn 5 into 20, we multiply the bottom by 4 and then the top by 4. And what we're going to get here when we multiply it out is 5x minus 5 all over 20 minus 1 over 20 equals 8x minus 20, because 4 multiplied with 2x is 8x, 4 multiplied with minus 5 is minus 20, and that's all over 20. Now, what we're going to do here, guys, is because there's 20s on both sides, this means that they cancel, because there's divided by 20 on both sides. Now it's 5x. Now minus 5 minus 1 is 5x minus 6. You can check your calculator. Equals 8x minus 20. move all x's to the left and regular numbers to the right. So we're going to get 5x, and the 8x moves from the right hand side to the left hand side, becomes minus 8x, and then the minus 6 moves from the left to the right to become plus 6, I believe. Okay, sorry lads, actually made a mistake here. This is actually a 3. So, sorry guys, there was a small mistake at the very beginning. So, this is actually a 3. So, it should have been 4 times 3 is minus 12. And then it should be 8x minus 12. And that minus 20 should be a minus 12. My fault. Bring the 6 over to the other side and you get a plus 6. 5x take away 8x is minus 3x. 6 take away 12 is minus 6. Multiply both sides by minus. Turns any minuses into pluses. Then this the 3 on the multiplication of 3 on the left is division of 3 on the right. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay, next part is this question here. Now you remember these questions here, they're actually not too bad. But please remember there's a minus 1 in here, and you multiply the minus 1 by everything. So it's going to be 2x plus 3y minus 7, and then multiply in, you get minus 1x, minus 1 times minus 5 is plus 5, minus 1 times minus 6 is plus 6. Now we're going to get 2x take away 1x is 1x, 3y plus 5y is 8y, minus 7 plus 6, enter in the calculator, is minus 1. And there's your answer. Okay, so that's the answer for part 1. Now the answer for part 2 is even simpler. It's 1x plus 1y plus 1 plus 3x minus 7y plus 2. Multiply in by the minus, and you get plus x, because it's minus 1 times minus 1x, minus 1 times minus 3 plus 3y is minus 3y, minus 1 multiplied by minus 5 is plus 5. Now you got 3 different distinct parts. You got 1x plus 3x plus 1x, and that's 5x. Next part you have is 1y, take away 7y minus 3y. So it's 1 take away 7 take away 3, which is minus 9y. And then the last part is 1 plus 2 plus 5, which is plus 8. 5x minus 9y plus 8. Okay, now we're doing more simplification questions. So we're multiplying them out. And we get 6x minus 4y minus 8. Then we get 21x plus 15y minus 33. And then the x is 6x plus 21x is 27x minus 4y plus 15y. Once again, you can put in your calculators minus 4 plus 15. You get you get plus 11y. And minus 8 minus 33. Once again, I advise you to use the calculator as much as you can. Minus 41. Okay, so that's that question done. Now, on the next question, we're multiplying these out. So 5 times 2x squared, 5 times minus 3x, and 5 times minus 6. So we're going to get 10x squared. Then minus 15x. And 5 times minus 6 is minus 30. And that's you done. That's all you gotta do, that's a simplified. And then on part 3, it's 3x times 4x. So 3x times 4x squared. 3 times 4 is 12. It's 12xxx, which is 12x cubed. And then 3x multiplied by minus 1 is minus 3x. Okay. Okay, happy days. Let's move on to the next one. Solve the following simultaneous equations. Okay, just going to pause it here for a second. Next thing we're doing is simultaneous equations. To do simultaneous equations, you pick a letter to get rid of. I'm going to get rid of the y's first. Now, what number will 5 and 2 divide into? 5, 10, 15, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The answer is tens. To turn 5y into 10, I'm going to multiply by 2. And to turn 2y into 10, I'm going to multiply by 5. So I'm going to multiply both equations by the number I put beside it. So this is going to be 4x minus 10y equals 22. And then the other one's going to be 15x plus 10y equals 35. We're going to add them together, add downwards, and we get 4x plus 15x is 19x, minus 10y plus 10y cancels, 35 plus 22 is 57, x equals 57, and then multiplication of 19 on the left is division of 19 on the left, and then we get x equals 57 divided by 19. X equals 3. Is that okay with you guys? Okie dokie. Now, next thing we're going to do is get rid of the x's. See, this time we got rid of the y's. So I'm going to go back to the start, and this time I'm going to get rid of the x's. Now, what can you turn 2 and 3 into? 2, 4, 6, 3, and 6. I'm going to turn them into 6's. But I want to turn one of them into a minus 6 and the other one into a plus 6. So I'm going to multiply, I can either multiply the top equation by minus 3 and the bottom equation by plus 2, or I can multiply the top equation by 3 and the bottom equation by minus 2, your choice. I'm going to stick to what I have. Minus 3 times 2x is minus 6x, minus 3 times minus 5y is plus 15y, minus 3 times 11 is minus 33, and then 2 times 3x is 6x, 2 times 2y is 4y, and finally 2 times 7 is 14. Going to add downwards. Minus 6 plus 6 is 0. Always check that out on the calculator if you want. Minus 6 plus 6, that's 0. Then you got 15 plus 4, which is 19. 19y. And then you have minus 33 plus 14. Once again, check the calculator. Equals minus 19. And then multiplication of 19 on the left will be division of 19 on the right. Minus 19 divided by 19, y equals minus 1. And you're good to go. Okay. Next one. Okay. 7 books and 3 magazines cost €82. 2 books and 1 magazine cost €24. Let X be the price of the book and Y be the price of the magazine. Write an equation to show seven books and 3 magazines. So 7 multiplied by the price of 1 book plus 3 multiplied by the price of 1 magazine. Part B. 2 books and 1 magazine. 2 multiplied by the price of book multiplied by 1 multiplied by the price of a magazine. Now, we also have to put an equal sign because we know how much they're worth. One of them's worth 82 and the other one's worth 24. Solve your equations simultaneously. Okay, so this is part 2. So we're going to do the same stuff here. What number will get rid of 3y using 1y? Well, if I had a plus 3y here and a minus 3y here, I'd be in business. So I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by minus 3. And let's see what will happen. Multiply minus 3 by 2x, you get minus 6x. Multiply minus 3 by 1y, you get minus 3y. Minus 3 times 24 is minus 72. Add across, and you get 1x equals 82, take away 72, which is x equals 10. Okay, this time we're going to try and get rid of the x's. Now, 7x and 2x will both divide into 14, because you can say 7, 14, 21, and then you could count up in 2's all the way up to 14. So 14 is the number we're going to use. I'm going to make the top one plus 14, while the bottom one's going to be minus 14. So that's why I'm multiplying it by minus 7. 2 times 7x is 14x. 2 times 3y is 6y. 2 times 82 is 164. Minus 7 times 2x is minus 14x. Minus 7 times plus 1y is minus 7y. Minus 7 multiplied by 24. I should probably put that into the old calculator. You get minus 168. Next thing we're going to get is minus 1y, because plus 6 minus 7 is minus 1y. equals 164, take away 160x, which is minus 4, multiply both sides by minus 1, and we get y equals 4. Calculate the price of 10 books and 6 magazines. No bother. 10 books is 10 multiplied by the price of a book, which is €10. 6 magazines is 6 multiplied by €4. 10 times 10 is 100. 100 plus 24 is €124. That's part 4. Okay, next question. Solve each of the following quadratic equations. Now you guys are using the minus b formula a lot, so I'm going to tend to do it with the minus b formula first, and then I'll do it my way second. Okay, so remember, when you have an equation, a is the number that comes in front of the x squared, b is the number that comes in front of the x, and c is the last number. So for question 1, a is 1, b is 6. Now we're going to use this formula a lot, minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now, in the first question, minus b is minus 6, and there's no c value, so c equals 0. Okay, I'm going to copy this and have it ready to go every single time I need it. Now, here's what you're going to do. You're going to put in your a value. Okay, so your a value is what goes in first. So your a value is 1, so 1 here, 1 here. Your b value is 6, so 6 here, and minus b would be minus 6, so no bother. Okay, then your c value is 0. Load up your calculator, press the fraction button first, so you have minus 6 plus square root blank squared minus 4 times blank all over 2 times blank. Now 2 times a is 2 times 1. 4ac is 0 for c, 1 for 4, and then b squared is 6. Put that into the calculator. Your first answer is 0, so x equals 0 is your first answer, and then your second answer, you're going to change that to a negative, and you have minus 6. So there you go. That's for question 1. All done. Okay, now for question 2, what we're going to have is we look across and we see the a value is 1. The b value doesn't exist because there's no number beside an x, so b equals 0. And then the c value is minus 25, and this means the minus b value is 0 as well. So we put in our a value first. A is going to be 1 and 1. Minus b value is 0. B value is 0. C value is minus 25. Go into the calculator again. And let's adjust our question. Okay, so we'll start off with the plus, so it's going to be 0 plus square root of 6 squared, so that's going to be 0 squared, minus 4 times 1 times minus 25, all over 2 times 1, no bother, and you get 5 as your answer. So you get x equals 5 as your first answer, then go back in again and change it from a plus to a minus, and you get minus 5 as your second answer. So these are the answers for question 2. Now to do question 3, what you do is you have an a value of 2, a b value of minus 7, and this creates a minus b value of plus 7, and a c value of 6. So we get b minus b is plus 7, plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is minus 7 squared, minus 4 times 1 times minus 25 all over 2 times all over 2a, which is 2 times 2. Get the calculator out, ready to go. Sorry, my fault. Get the calculator out, ready to go. Now change the a value to 2. There it is there. Change the b value to 7. Change it to a plus to begin with. Then you have minus 7 for the b squared. And 4 times 1 times minus 25. Press the equal sign. Now, I think I made a mistake here somewhere. 7 plus or minus minus 7 squared. 4 times 1. Oh, sorry. It's not 25. I never adjusted the c value. The c value is plus 6. There we go. C value is 6. Got mixed up in my last question. C value is 6. Put it in, and you get x equals 3. Then go back, change it to a minus. And you get these answers out every time, and you get x equals a half. Alright guys, so that's no bother. You're able to do that. Okay. Now, I think that's all I've asked you to do for Thursday's class. So that's 21 minutes for me. So hopefully it takes you something similar. Now I'm going to move on to the other questions. This one here, once again, going to use the minus b formula again. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to have an a, b, and c value, like so. So a is 1, b is minus 4, minus b is plus 4, c equals 1. So we're going to throw all these numbers in here, and we're going to get a 4 minus 4 squared, 1, 1, all over 2 times a, which is 2 times 1. 2 times 1, 4, plus square root of minus 4 squared, minus 4 times 1 times 1. And that's 2 plus root 3, but it doesn't want it in short form. It wants it correct 1 decimal place. So it's 3.7. Okay, so x equals 3.7. Then go back and change it into another one. And you get 2.27, 2.67, 67 rounds up to 70. So x equals, oh sorry, 1 decimal place, my fault. 26 rounds up to 30, so 0.3. Okay. Solve this equation. Now better. So we need a common denominator. Now the trick is to get a common denominator with this one is to look at each denominator and put them all underneath. So what I mean by that is there's 3 denominators, 2, there's the x, and then there's the x minus 1. Okay, so you have the 2 already, but then you look and you have to put in the x and the x minus 1 on the bottom as well. Okay, now you have all 3. But since you added in the x and the x minus 1 on the bottom, you need to add them in on the top. Likewise, this one already has the x, so you're going to add in the 2 and the x minus 1. So you have to add in the 2 and the x minus 1 on top. And finally on the last one, it already has the x minus 1, so you need to add the 2 and the x on the bottom, and then the 2 and the x on top. So we're going to multiply this out. Now that they all have the same denominator and it's a solved question, the denominators don't matter anymore. So 3 times x is 3x. And then remember, when you're multiplying 3 numbers by each other, imagine I had to multiply 2 by 3 by 4. Just multiply 2 at a time. 2 by 3, 6. Then 6 times 4, 24. Okay, so you want to multiply them. You sort of want to multiply them in order, okay? So 3x, then 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times minus 1 is minus 3x. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get see the minus here? This minus belongs to the 1 times the 2. So minus 1 multiplied by 2 is minus 2. And then minus 2 multiplied by x is minus 2x. Minus 2 multiplied by minus 1 is plus 2. And then we get 2x multiplied by 1, which is equal to 2x. Next thing we get is 3x squared minus 5x. Bring the 2x over to the other side to get another minus 2x, and then we have plus 2. I brought the 2x from the right hand side to the left hand side. That's where we get the other minus 2x from. I get the minus 5x from combining minus 3x and minus 2x together. Next I'm going to get 3x squared minus 7x plus 2 equals 0. Like you guys already know, we're going to do the minus b formula. Okay, especially for you guys. So we're going to get a equals 3, b equals minus 7, minus b equals plus 7, and c equals 2. So it's going to be 3. So minus b is plus 7, plus or minus square root of minus 7 squared, 4 times a, which is 3, times 2, all over 2 times 3. I have to put all this into the calculator from scratch and see how it goes. So it's 7, and it's plus square root of minus 7 squared, 4 times 3 this time, times 2, all over 2 times 3. And we get x equals 2 as one answer. Then I go back and change it to a minus. And I get x equals a third for the next answer. Okay, happy days. That's that one done. Next one, solve this equation to 1 decimal place. Okay, once again, we're dealing with a common denominator, so we're going to have to put all the denominators under each number. I'll show you what I mean by that now in a second. So there's 3 denominators. There's the 3, there's the x, and then there's the x plus 1. So the third is lacking the x and the x plus 1, so you put the x and the x plus 1 on top. And if you put it on top, you need to put it on the bottom. The next one is lacking the 3 and the x plus 1. So we can do 3 times 2 and then times the x plus 1. And then the last one's lacking the 3 and the x, so it's 3 multiplied by x, and then that's 3 also multiplied by x. Now the denominators are all the same. We don't have to pay them any attention anymore. Now we need to multiply 2 at a time. 1 times x is x. X times x plus 1. X times x is x squared. X times 1 is 1x. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 multiplied by x is 6x. 6 multiplied by 1 is 6. Please remember the minus here. Minus 1 times 3 is minus 3. Minus 3 multiplied by x is minus 3x. Next thing you have is x squared plus 1x equals 3x, because 6x take away 3x is 3x plus 6. Move everything to the left and we get x squared plus 1x. 3x on the right is minus 3x on the left. 6 on the right, when you move it over to the left, is minus 6. And then we get x squared, 1x take away 3x is minus 2x, minus 6 equal to 0. Next you're going to bring out your minus b formula. That's the plan. There it is there. Now you're going to have to figure out your a, b and c values and your minus b value. So a equals 1, b equals minus 2, minus b equals plus 2, c equals minus 6. So it's going to be plus 2, plus or minus square root of minus 2 squared, 4 times 1 times minus 6, all over 2 times 1. Put it into the calculator. Let's go back. 2 times 1, 2, plus minus 2, 4 times 3, which is now 4 times 1, and then times minus 6 in the C position. Does it check out? Yes, it does. And then we get 1 plus root 7. And does it want the answer in third? No, it wants it to decimal places. So this is the answer in third, and in decimal places it's 3.64, which is closer to 3.6. And then the other one, 64 is closer to 60. And then we put that down here and we get 1.64 minus 1.64, which is minus 1.6. And you're done. Okay, that's that done and dusted. Let's move on to the next one. Form the quadratic formula with the following roots. No bother. This means you're starting off with the answer and you're coming back to form the original question. So you move the minus 2 and the 3 out the other side, and you're going to get x plus 2 equals 0, and you're going to get x minus 3 equals 0. Then you multiply both sides by each other, so you're going to get x plus 2 by x minus 3 equal to 0. You multiply them out, and you get x squared minus 3x plus 2x, and 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. In your calculator, put minus 3 plus 2, and you'll find out it's minus 1. And this is the equation you're talking about. See the way it's in the form of x squared, x, and a regular number? And all these are whole numbers. That's what A, B, C, L, and Z means. It means they're all whole numbers. A is 1, B is minus 1, and C is minus 6, okay? Next one you're going to do is part B. And for part B, what you're going to have is x equals 2 over 3, x equals minus 1/5. So cross multiply. 3 is division on the right, which makes it multiplication on the left. Bring the 2 out the other side and you get 3x minus 2 equals 0. It's always about having the equal 0 on the right. Multiply up to 5 and you get 5. 5 is division on the right, which makes it multiplication on the left. Bring the minus 1 over the other side and we get 5x plus 1. We're looking to make a quadratic equation that has the answer of 2/3 and minus 1/5 as its answer. So now we know the two brackets in question. We know 3x minus 2 and 5x plus 1 equal to 0. Now we're going to multiply them out. 3x times 5x is 15x squared. 3x times 1 is plus 3x. Minus 2 times 5x is minus 10x. Minus 2 times plus 1 is minus 2. Then you're going to get 15x squared. You're going to have plus 3 minus 10 is minus 7x minus 2. And this is the equation that would give you an answer of, if you did the minus b formula on this, your two answers would be 2/3 and minus 1/5. That's what this question's asking you. Find the quadratic equation. Make the quadratic equation using these answers. Okay. Finally, last one. It's all about getting letters on their own. So in question 1, it's px minus q equals r. It wants me to get x on its own. To get x on its own, I move the q to the other side, so I'm left with px equals r. The minus q is now a plus q on the other side. Now, p is being multiplied by x, so multiplication of p on the left will be division of p on the right. So I see the way I have x on its own, that means I've successfully done question 1. Now, next one. Given u squared plus 2as equals phi squared, express s in terms of phi, u, and a. Well, we're going to get s on its own, so it's u squared plus 2as equals phi squared. Now, you got to remember, s is being multiplied by 2a, so we have to leave that alone for a minute. So we're going to get 2as equals phi squared, take away u squared. 2a is multiplication on the left, which would make it division on the right. And now we've successfully gotten S on its own in terms of phi, U, and A. Done. Last question. Express x in terms of R and S, where R minus x over S equals 1. Get a common denominator, which is S. Put an S on the bottom, S on the top. An S on the bottom, and S on the top. Now they all have the same denominator. You're left with SR minus X equals 1S. We're looking to get X on its own. So move the SR over the other side, we get minus X equals 1S, take away SR. Multiply both sides by minus, and we get X equals minus 1S plus SR, and that's us done. Okay guys, that's the video.